Faith Church family. Pastor Mike here, and we are really, really excited about this coming weekend and the various things that we'll do and celebrate together. But of course, what we're most excited about is the resurrection of Jesus, and we're not only excited about it this weekend, but there is a unique way by which we'll celebrate and remember the resurrection of Christ. Of course, that is so central and core to our faith and all that we believe. And so really, really excited about this weekend. And so I want to just come with a brief video, a few encouragements, a couple reminders to help us make sure we're all on the same page tracking together with respect to what's coming up this weekend. First of all, Friday, 6:30, we'll do a Good Friday service here. Just one service, single service. And it does tend to be a pretty solemn, somber service. This year won't be any different. We do have childcare for the younger kids, although they're certainly welcome to stay with you, mom and dad, if you choose. But if you would prefer that they not be in the service for any reason, we'll have childcare available for younger kids. Usually that runs up to about 5, 6 years old, right around kindergarten, first grade is the cutoff that we tend to have for that. And so 6:30, that service will run about an hour, and then we'll send folks out. And then Sunday morning, let me talk about a few things with respect to Sunday. First of all, just a couple of encouragements for us as a church. Sunday, Easter Sunday, is a day where, as we all know, there tends to be a number of visitors. Hopefully a lot of people you've invited, and would encourage you to continue to invite. Be praying for those people that you've invited. I know I've been praying for them. I hope you're praying for them as well. But with respect to all those visitors, really, it's a good practice any Sunday, but I think particularly this upcoming Sunday, let's strive as a church to be hospitable and be quick to welcome folks. And so maybe a practice or a rule is you just find 1 or 2 people this Sunday. You're like, I don't know them, and I'm going to go introduce myself to them and welcome them. And so let's be hospitable. Certainly our God has been so hospitable to us in no shortage of ways. And so we want to imitate that and mimic that here on Sunday. And then also related to that, seating. We don't know, but with doing the sunrise service, we're not really sure what that's going to do in terms of seating, if one service will be less full or if they'll both still be pretty full. But here's my encouragement to you, right? You regular faithful members, part of Faith Church. Let's make sure that I get it, it's a little bit uncomfortable and the room tends to be a little fuller, but let's make sure that there's seats together. And so let's use the seats that we need and not put other stuff on the seats adjacent to us or next to us. Related to that as well, you may choose to come sit up front. I'll tell you, sitting up front is great. No one blocks your view and no one's in the way. You can see everything clearly. But be willing to maybe move to some of those seats, to leave other seats available for guests or folks who are bringing guests, or maybe might have larger groups than are normal. And so let's just look to be hospitable. Let's look to be welcoming and certainly encouraging us in that. And then just a few reminders to have in front of us. First of all, in between each of the services, we'll do a continental breakfast out in the courtyard. And so it'll be a fun time to hang out, to fellowship with one another, to be together and to celebrate our resurrected Savior. And so join us for that, whether you come to the sunrise service and are sticking around afterwards, or first or second service in between those times. Making use of that time. But then related to that, one thing that, again, because we're just not sure how all this is going to play out, we are trying to pay attention to parking. And so a couple things with respect to parking. First of all, if you're younger, healthier, park further away. And so just find a corner of the lot or a further spot and park further away and leave spaces that are closer to those who maybe that distance might be a little more demanding for them to walk or to navigate, so that they can park closer to the building. Also, second service, so at the 10:30 service, where during sunrise and first service, park wherever you can park. But during the second service, we want to leave the spots closer to the Spanish sanctuary open for those who are part of the Spanish ministry. And so if you're trying to park further away, that's great. Just don't go park up there. We want to leave those spots for those in Spanish ministry. And then at the continental breakfast, when we're hanging out together, just pay attention to the clock and pay attention to the parking lot. If we're getting closer to the start of the next service and you see not a lot of spots available in the lot, that might be a good cue for you to make your way to your vehicle so that other folks who are coming in have a space to park. We just want to ensure that people can get in and be available for that. One other note for those who are coming to the sunrise service, I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A couple reminders for that. One, we'll be out on the east end of the building. So when you come in, come through the multi-purpose room, or you can just come from that north parking lot right over to the side. That's where we'll be. We'll start at 6:30, and the sun will be rising right around that time. That'll be really, really fun. And then it's going to be cold, or at least cold by New Mexico standards. And so dress accordingly. We can't climate control outside. God gets to do that. We don't get to do that. And so bring a blanket or a jacket. Certainly feel free, especially if you're bringing your kiddos, bundle them up as well. And hopefully that won't be distracting to us or an issue for us. But we do want you to make sure that you're paying attention to that and planning accordingly. But really, really looking forward to that. And so, church, what a great weekend. What a great weekend to celebrate our great and glorious Savior. What a fun time we're going to have together doing that. I know I've been praying for you all and the various people you're inviting and different ways that God would use this for gospel purposes. And looking forward to how that's going to play out, not only this weekend, but in the weeks and months beyond and the subsequent ways that God will be at work within this. But if you have any questions, things you're curious about, don't hesitate to reach out. Would love to answer those questions, and looking forward to seeing you and celebrating with you this weekend. Thanks.